Hi, it's Kraz, the new beekeeper guy. Today I'm very excited because we're going to go into the hives and check to see if the queen that I put into the painted box, the swarm box, took, and whether she's laying any eggs, and see if there's any brood in there. And I'm also going to check my other box, Hive Alpha, to see if the, oh, my dogs are running at something. I hope my dog doesn't chase or hurt my chickens. He has a tendency to do that. But anyway, so going to Hive Alpha and see if the frames, I rearranged the frames according to the advice from DC, from the South Brevard Beekeepers group, to see if it would help them, the hive, expand. So we're going to go check those out, and hopefully we'll see good results today on this episode of The New Beekeeper Guy.
I'm the new beekeeper guy.
All right, so here we are. We're going to check painted hive. This was the swarm. We're going to see how we're doing. Put the drink up, Cal. Kind of propylized. Let's see. I'll go ahead and start here. I don't think anything's happening here. Yeah, this is just foundation that they haven't even messed with because they're such a new hive. It probably would have been all right to just have them in a nuke, but I didn't have an extra nuke, so I started with that. And of course, nothing here. There's some drawn comb, but that was from before. Nothing drawn out here. Now this was some old comb we had from before. It is propylized in there, so we're going to be looking for the queen. And there's no food stores in there. Which is not really hugely surprising. There's some pollen in here, and there's some sugar water. There's nectar. You can see it glistening. And pollen, you can see the orange pollen. And I'm gonna flip it over real quick. Looking for any kind of sign that she's laying anything, and I didn't see anything in that. So, I'm gonna look here. I've got my first signs that she has she's laid in here. There's some larvae and some capped brood. She's not prolific, but there they are. There is some evidence of larvae in there. And I'm trying to see if there's more eggs or her. My eyes don't see eggs very good, but there is evidence of brood going on there. That wasn't there before, so she has laid something. Same thing, a couple of capped brood cells, some nectar in there, and I know that she has started to lay something. Go, girl. You go, girl. That's exciting. Okay. I'm gonna try this next frame. See if she's doing anything on that, but that is kind of exciting. That she's at least giving it the old start. She might have been superseded because of her slow laying. There's some pollen in here, and stores of pollen. I still don't see the queen, but that doesn't mean she isn't here. Like I said, I saw some older larvae. Not a whole bunch of eggs, but I'm gonna try with my flashlight to and this is empty. So on those frames with brood, I am going to look in with my flashlight and see if there are eggs gosh, my eyes are just so bad. But there are a couple of brood cells and a couple of, more than just a couple of larvae. So I think the best thing to do is just leave her alone. See what happens. But there's larvae in there too. A little older larva, but I would expect to see her on this frame if she was laying. Alright, so painted hive, looks like there's some activity, kind of cool. We're going to go ahead and go into, make sure that's not too hot, smoke. But they're also a lot busier. This is good. They're on more frames. Good call, DC. They're on more frames than they had been in the past. So, all nice, all good. Very busy. So, this frame over here, which had no foundation on it, had some foundation, it's already got some stuff drawn on it. I can already see that right now. Okay, so this was one of my frames, and it's drawn out. It has working bees on it, and it's got some capped honey. Where my fingers are, that's capped honey. And they've drawn on this foundation. So that was blank foundation, and it is on one side. I'm gonna hang this. That's good because that has some honey stores on it. So we got food. This one was a empty frame, and they really haven't started drawing on that at all. I still have hope that they will. They have the room to do it. This frame was, I believe, a brood frame or just an empty old brood frame. And on this side it's got lots of bees and pollen. I don't see eggs on that one, but they're working it. This one's got some nectar stores at the bottom. And there are bees working this frame. Even that more food. So we've got nectar and pollen. This frame originally had a lot of brood on it. It's heavy. It's drawn out on this side nicely with, I got the queen right here. Queen's right there. You see her, Jack? So she's doing her job because I am seeing lots of brood of all ages, and she's laid up both sides of this frame. So we've got now another one solid box, solid frame, I should say, of brood there. Then we inserted a frame per DC's recommendations in the middle to see if she would lay that up. They're working it, however, I cannot see with my eyes eggs. but it gives her room to lay in there. They're working it, but it's not drawn out yet. I'm sorry, I should say not laid up yet with eggs that I can see or brood. This was another brood frame from before. And again, it is still a full brood chamber. There's plenty of brood on this of all kinds. I mean, it's just full, packed full of brood. And it's thicker than it was before. So that is a benefit. That's positive. That's good. All right. And then this frame here was completely blank. No comb at all. And the other day I saw a little bit growing on it. Them laying it up some, or building some foundation on it. And it is. So you can see them festooning at the bottom and slowly adding a little bit of a comb on there. They're measuring it up and working on putting some comb in there. Kind of cool. There's a little, on the top you can see a little wax. One of the bees pushing around pieces of wax, chewing on one of those wax flakes. And you can see that. Or maybe that's pollen, but now I'm looking down in there at the bottom. I'm not seeing any beetles. I'm not seeing any moths. They're propolising some stuff. On this last frame, I'm going to check. There's lots of stuff going on it. I mean, there's a lot of bees on it. It is almost, I'm gonna give it another week and then check, because there's still frame for her to lay on and growth in here. This could almost go to another medium, but it might be just a little premature. I'll give it another couple, check it again in a week. Oh, but this is solid with honey, I think. No, brood. Brood on this side. So we've got 3 frames of brood. She is definitely working out better. So, but there's 3 frames of brood and plenty of food in here. They're still in a good mood as well, so it could, I got to keep my eye out for queen cells, swarm cells, but as of right now, they do good. They're doing good in here. Okay. They don't even need me to feed here. I have a feeling the other box should get some food in it. This box, watch it again for another week, and then probably put another super on it so that they can grow. I'm droning on here, but hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. As I'm inspecting, I'm trying to stay in a calm, peaceful bee voice. However, I'm really excited because this box looks great. I'm just now spacing the frames out. That's what I'm doing now, spacing the frames out so they got room to do what they want to do, but they're not too squished. Too compact. They just need the bee space. Any bigger space, then they can try a wild comb. And right now they're just doing great. Queen was on there and she was doing great. I'm still going to keep this frame in here just for them to draw some more comb. And then this one is a food frame. So they have room. And they have room to put more resources and they have more room to draw more comb, I can't complain. So alpha hive's looking pretty good. I'll smoke them a little bit so they'll get out of the way so I don't squish anybody putting this top back on. Come on, kids. Some of them are looking at the smoke just going, what, me? No way, dude. Alright, so I'm not gonna mess with these guys too much at all. I'm probably just gonna put the top on and let them go for another week to see if one more frame gets drawn up, then I'm gonna move to another box. I should say I'm gonna add a box on here. So alpha hive is looking great. I'm gonna feed painted hive, and I'm very excited. Thank you again, DC, for recommending putting some more space, some drawn up comb in between brood frames at this time of expansion. And so this box probably next week will be ready for a super, maybe even before then, but I think we can give it a week, and then I'll put another super on here, unless of course somebody comments and says do it now. So please feel free to comment. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video if you like it, and we'll see you next time on the new Beekeeper Guy. See ya.
This has been the new Beekeeper Guy.